This woman is clinically insane. So a clip is going viral on r/I'm a total piece of poop. Essentially, this woman is on a podcast and she's recounting a story of how she got back at her ex-boyfriend. Now, usually in these stories, the way the person sort of justifies their bad actions is that they've been wronged in some way, okay? In this case, she had been cheated on by her ex-boyfriend. Now, what she did after is so absolutely categorically nutty and insane that you wouldn't even think of doing this type of shit to your worst enemy. And somehow she's gone and admitted this on camera.
It was really bad because I felt so bad about it. I called like child services on this one. I called child services on my ex because he pissed me off. And then I was like, yeah, I'm done with this person, whatever. Like, you know, cheater, fucking piece of shit. Lies about dumb shit. He had kids. I called child services on his ass and I like fabricated everything and like said certain things and they like went to the door and like there was a whole process. Like,
okay, I think I should quickly clarify here the reason the clip is like half off the screen. I'm pretty sure you can guess, but basically the basketballs are leaking from the hoop or whatever. I don't know how to, you get what I mean. Okay, I can't show it on YouTube. So a couple things to note here really quick. Number one, she's laughing about the situation, which shows that she's actually very remorseful. You know, people who feel guilty about what they've done, they start laughing about the situation in a very joking manner. Be like, ha ha ha, you know, I killed a person, ha 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 ha. Anyways, after this, she continues on to describe how the CPS workers continue to visit this guy till this day, apparently, because she hasn't cleared up the goddamn situation that would probably land her in jail. She talks about how she faked bruises on the children themselves to convince the CPS analysis people. So if you didn't know, there's obviously a whole process behind the CPS thing. You know, somebody suspects that the children are being abused, and then somebody calls CPS. CPS shows up with investigators. They try to understand what exactly is going on, what type of abuse is going on, because in some cases, you know, the parent might be yelling at the child to get off their PS4 because they didn't complete their homework or something, and obviously that's not a real case of abuse or anything like that, so those cases are dismissed. But then there's those other cases where the children are literally, you know, being hit or bruised, you know, emotionally abused, maybe even starved in some cases. It gets really dark, it gets really deep, and in those cases, these professional people show up at the scene. They start interviewing every single person. They interview the kids as well, obviously, and they start getting all the perspectives on the situation and try to reasonably come to a conclusion as to whether these kids need to be taken away from the parents, right? Are these parents a bad influence on the kids? So obviously, taking away children from someone's parents is a huge deal, and it further traumatizes the children. It's a necessary trauma in that sense, being separated from your parents, because those are the ones abusing you. My point is that it's a serious deal, and watch how this psychopath describes the situation.
I don't even know if the children's aid worker still visits them, but she probably does, because what I sent, like the way I AI'd that shit, you know, like real AI shit, like fake bruises type shit.
Be careful, fellas. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
So you faked bruises, you faked shit, and then you just made like exaggeration story, and then
on their on his kids.
Yeah.
Like, so then they came and they were like, oh, like, we're seeing stuff that your kids are being abused. You know, you could lose your kids. And I was just like, that sucks.
That sucks.
Yeah, should have been nicer to me, bitch.
You know, this is one of those stories that is just so incredibly out of pocket that it is baffling to me that this person is allowed to roam free in society at all. So she said that she AI'd that shit. Now, I don't even know what that means. Did she go into ChatGPT and literally type, how do I get my ex's kids taken away from him? Because that is a next level of evil right there. You've harnessed the power of AI to commit one of the worst crimes on the planet. Now, don't get me wrong, as we've established in previous videos, cheating is bad, but these people seem to think it gives you a free pass to just do anything you want. Like, you can't just go ahead and assassinate the goddamn president and tell the court judge, well, I got cheated on. You know, that's probably not gonna work out for you, right? Now, somehow, even the degenerates on Reddit have agreed that this person is a complete scumbag. There's not even like a single comment defending this person. She not only demonstrates a severe level of sociopathic behavior, but she jokes about the damage she's inflicted on this other person, and more importantly, they don't get a say here, his children, thus exposing her narcissistic face. Also, definitely a piece of shit. Not to mention, CPS is always short on resources. The time they spent investigating her ex is time that they didn't have to address a genuinely abusive situation. This is actually true, like CPS legitimately does not have time for this, and from her story, it seems like they actually believe the situation was real, and I suspect that this is probably due to the potential bruises on the children, so I don't really blame them for not knowing the truth. Like, they probably don't expect such psychopaths to be out there, you know? Now, there's two possibilities here, both of which are very dark. Number one would be that she faked the bruises using like makeup or something, but I'm pretty sure that the CPS investigators would realize that these aren't real bruises and drop the case immediately. So it has to be option two, and which I really, really hope is not true, that she gave the children actual bruises just to frame this ex-boyfriend, which would be insane because that would literally be abuse. And at that point, I'm not even saying lock her up anymore. At that point, she just needs the straight guillotine, okay? There is no forgiveness for that. Because in that case, you would have actually ended up hurting a child, which is beyond disgusting. Now, here's an actual CPS guy, apparently. I mean, this is Reddit. There's like 7 million astronauts on here. We deal with this constantly, honestly. Way too often, I go out on a call that on paper warrants concern. Home is covered in animal feces and children are malnourished. To get out there and the home is immaculate and the kids are doing great. Custody disputes take up too much of my time as a CPS investigator, but I'll take every call seriously, and if the report is accurate, then I'm going to have to invade your life a bit. She feels comfortable enough to say this on camera because she knows the law won't hold her accountable, and so many good fathers get the short end of the stick, and that's why it's important for many dads to remain active in their kids' lives who knows the lies she told the kids. Funniest part about this is it's obviously a self-report. Forwarding this to the FBI and her local jurisdiction, fraud is no joke, especially when it involves children. Wow, great job ruining someone's life and their kid's life because you can't get over your own issues. That's a real piece of work. Now, does she realize she can be arrested for this? I don't think so, man. I think these people are so goddamn stupid. They actually think they can get away with this. And maybe I'm the stupid one. Maybe they can actually get away with this. Maybe she can claim, hey, this was only for entertainment purposes, guys. I was making up a story for the podcast. I don't know if that's possible, but you know, you never know. My brother's baby mama did this to him recently. How is this a common thing? When the case got thrown out for lack of evidence, she was asked about it in child custody court. She admitted on the stand that she was lying and that she just didn't know what to do because my brother wouldn't give up his days so she could go to the beach. The court told her to freaking apologize. Apologize. That's after telling her what she did was a felony. Glad she knows she can do literally anything and get away with it. I'm a female, and I know females who get away with a lot of BS. Is disgusting what these pieces of garbages do. If there's any update on this at all, or if she gets arrested or something, I'll let you guys know with a different video. Go watch the second channel. It's less depressing, more funny. Maybe you'll like it. Bye-bye.